What it is, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video, and I will be reacting to what the hell? Oh, I was like, where was the cursor? SCP-953 Polymorphic Humanoid Keter Metamorphic SCP. Boy, that's a mouthful. This was a request from Alpha Shocker. I'll put his comment somewhere. Yeah, it should be on this side. Well, somewhere on the screen. I could have been doing that all along. I've actually done it before, but I was just lazy. Even though it literally took me like 3 seconds to do it. But yeah, you asked, have I seen this? And I commented, I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing this. I've talked about it before. I went on like a binge for some reason of SCP content at the beginning of quarantine. I don't know why. I saw, I think some random video was recommended for some SCP I had never heard of, and I just found myself watching like just hours of content, SCP content on YouTube, subscribing to multiple different SCP channels, like animated channels or channels kind of like this where they just explain what it is. I don't know why, but I mean, of course I'm familiar with SCP because I remember SCP was it 173, the concrete one. I can't remember. I never remember if they actually had if the thing had an actual official name. All I remember, it looked like a doll. It doesn't move unless you look away from it or break eye contact from it, and it can move in like almost fast enough where it almost seems like it's teleporting, and it snaps your neck for whatever reason. I forget the actual whole lore behind it, but that's like my first SCP that I saw. Shit, I think I was in my late teens when I first saw it. It might have been mid-teens, but anyway, like is this, I'm not sure if I've seen this. It doesn't look familiar. The name, the thumbnail, I didn't recognize anything, so I don't know. But if I do, I'll like always just, oh yeah, I remember seeing this in the video. It's just probably not this channel, somebody else. Also, this is from the Vulcan YouTube channel, so I'll put a link in the description so you can go check out their channel and go over there, show them some love, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that jazz. YouTube is old now. We know all about subscribing and liking shit. But anyway, oh, I keep losing my cursor. I'm moving the thing, but I didn't see the cursor come up. All right, shit. All right, here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Shit.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-953. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-953 is to be kept in a Type 4 containment cell 4 by 3 by 3 meters at the end of Hallway 99 at Site 17. The subject is to be provided the following: 1.5 kilograms of fresh liver daily for consumption, clean drinking water in plentiful quantities, and clean bedding, futon and blankets to be exchanged by the subject and laundered weekly. Small luxury items, plum wine, reading materials, etc., may be provided as an occasional reward for good behavior as part of psychological conditioning. Direct human contact with SCP-953 is strictly forbidden due to SCP-953's mind-altering properties.
Of course,
for this reason, all personnel must respect a 100-meter safe zone when the hermetically sealed door is opened. Delivery of food and other items will be carried out by an automated robotic assistant. Should containment fail, SCP-953 can be theoretically terminated by gunfire. However, due to its nature, recognizing SCP-953 may be difficult. Because of the inadequacy of purely physical containment procedures to control SCP-953, psychological containment is also necessary. For this reason, the approach to SCP-953's containment chamber is to be lined with open cage dog kennels, preferably of the Korean Jindo or American Foxhound breed. SCP-953 displays an extreme phobia of domesticated canines and will not pass within 10 meters of one, especially when canines are barking or alerted. SCP-953 is to be considered hostile to human life, dangerous, and armed at all times. Any transport must be done under the supervision of at least 6 armed personnel.
Damn.
Its preferred killing method is a barehanded strike to the abdomen, penetrating the abdominal cavity and removing the liver, which it will later consume. If given time, however, it will choose to linger over its kill, torturing its victim, as it seems to enjoy the infliction of pain upon another sentient being.
His
Description: SCP-953 is a red female fox, approximately 8 kilograms in weight, with a spine that splits around the 26th vertebra into 9 separate tails. Subject displays polymorphic properties, however, allowing it to take the form of various other objects and beings, most commonly an attractive Korean female. Subject will display some vulpine aspect, ears, tail, paws, eyes, fur, voice, mannerisms, in all its alternate forms. This can serve to identify the subject should it attempt disguise, although SCP-953 will attempt to conceal its tail through clothing and other methods.
Blow people up.
In addition to its polymorphic abilities, SCP-953 displays moderate psionic abilities, namely suggestion and telepathy. Although insufficient to fool an outside observer, an entranced subject can be convinced of a variety of false facts, including the nature of SCP-953, its own nature, and the nature of things around it. SCP-953 has used this in the past to, among other things, deceive police officers investigating reports of loud screams from a hotel room, convince a mother to roast and eat her own child, carry out upon Agent Ramsey's fiancée in full view of said agent, and succeed in the systematic murder of 27 attendees of YIFCON.
Fellatio? What was carried out what?
Addendum 1. Prior history. SCP-953 has been encountered by the SCP Foundation and its predecessors numerous times, with the first encounter having taken place in Busan, Korea, shortly after the Second World War. To date, SCP-953 has escaped and been recovered 6 times, resulting in the deaths of SCP agents during various incidents. After its latest escape, SCP-953 was not heard of for over years, until suddenly resurfacing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on June 2000 at YIFCON 20, which it had been attending in the guise of a furry enthusiast. Before being captured, SCP-953 carried out over 24 murders of convention staff and attendees, more than during any other single incident to date. The mutilated bodies were found in various places throughout the hotel, including inside a mattress, hanging from a shower curtain, and served as the main course at a hotel banquet.
Motherfucker doesn't care.
Surviving attendees were administered Class A amnesiacs and released from Foundation custody. Foundation personnel assigned to capture SCP-953 after this latest incident noted that the subject appeared listless and apathetic, and did not resist capture. No further casualties have resulted from SCP-953 from that date. Addendum 2. Special Emergency Order. As misidentification of her species tends to violently agitate SCP-953, all personnel are to be hereby ordered to refer to her as Kumiho and not Kitsune. Personnel asking what the difference is are to be reminded of the difference between a Cherokee Indian and a New Delhi Indian. 05. Addendum 3. personnel staffing revision.
That thing doesn't
Following
like
the
being
unfortunate and completely
misprofiled.
preventable death of Agent
Doesn't
Gallagher,
rip your fucking
any
liver out
personnel
either.
found to have current or prior ties to the furry or otaku communities are to be immediately reassigned to other projects. 05. Addendum 4. Folkloric Control Procedures. As a reminder, staff assigned to SCP-953 are to follow all instructions for interacting with the subject, no matter how odd or arbitrary they may seem. Keep in mind that people of Asia interacted with these beings for centuries before we came onto the scene. What we think of as fairy tales were their version of special containment procedures. 05. 953 Interview A. Interview with Capture Team, following initial capture of SCP-953 in the wild in 19... Interview.
Damn it.
Agent,
Redacted
henceforth
shit.
referred to as Agent.
I want to know.
Addendum. As per the Wilkes-Booth Oswald Protocol, all information on O5's prior identity has been removed. Interviewer, Assistant Director, henceforth referred to as Interviewer. Forward. This interview took place on 2 days after the capture of SCP-953 on see SCP-953, Appendix 953-V, prior incidents, casualties resulting from. Agent was the only survivor of the incident, during which he accomplished the task of capturing SCP-953 alive. The following is a transcript of the
motherfucker deserves
after-action
a promotion
debriefing that
based on
took
what I hear
place
about this
following
thing.
SCP-953's securement. Addendum. This transcript was digitized under the Foundation Modernization Directive. Confirmation of file integrity confirmed by tech operator. Some formatting, terminology, and compatibility discrepancies with modern interview logs may exist due to the restructuring of. Where possible, current events have been appended. Begin log. Alright, let's begin. Please state your name, rank, and registry number for the record.
Agent 5th Squad, Eastern Division.
Agent, go fuck yourself.
Can you tell me what you remember about the
Hey, they
events on
redacted.
the
I
route?
can put what I wanted.
Alright. Where do you want me to start?
How about the beginning? Where were you when you got your orders? Thank you for clearing that up. Can you tell me what happened when you arrived on site?
So where were you?
Yeah,
It was
no
none of
problem.
your business.
We got on site and we went to the morgue. Took a minute to look at the bodies. I used the cover story of a reporter investigating the crimes. I told them Agent 1 and Agent 2 were my photographer and assistant. Turns out they were thinking it was a wild animal, based on the nature of the wounds and eyewitnesses' accounts.
There was an eyewitness.
Yeah, a little old lady. Went out into the rice fields to take a piss and saw it eating her cow. She was more mad than scared.
a little old lady, or was it
Kept complaining about where she was going to get another cow in this day and age, with the times being as tough as they were. She got a good look at it, though. Described it as Looking back, I think that's where the problem started.
Can you explain?
Remember how Agent 1 and Agent 2 were both... But I was... The thing is, both our cultures have stories of these kinds of monsters in it. But it's different in these folklore. Their stories tend to romanticize. You get stories of monsters falling in love with humans and things a lot. Hell, they even joked about trying to score a wife out of this. Not in the stories my grandma told, though. That sadistic old bitch loved scaring me. And she's...
The sadistic. My grandma.
We saw this girl sitting under a waterfall, combing her hair. Not naked. She had this thin robe on. Beautiful girl, too. But we knew it had to be her because of her feet. She was trying to hide them, but she wasn't doing it right. Agent 1 and Agent 2 smiled. Even I thought we had the edge on her. Oh, God. We were stupid.
Please, explain.
She knew we were after her. She knew we knew what she was. She was
waiting for y'all ass.
It's like a spider.
It's like a free meal.
Pulling us into a web. Pretended to let her guard down just enough so that we would feel smug in our overconfidence. I should have tried something. I should have done something.
Do you
Need a moment? No, I'll go on.
He like, do you need a
She
tissue?
told us that
You
she had a cottage
crybaby.
nearby, offered to serve us dinner, introduce us to the others.
This man almost got eaten alive.
Why? God, why did I agree? Agent 1 and Agent 2 thought we should go with her. Said there was a chance that there might be others.
Why? Why would you go with her?
She was lying.
Yeah, no
She knew
shit.
there was no one else. She knew that we'd never pass up the chance to capture multiple out-of-place artifacts. She took us to this cottage.
Played you
Pretty
like a
little place,
fucking
you know,
fiddle.
old and rustic, but really homey. Took us inside, served us dinner. She was perfect. What that Agent 1 called it, a perfect wife. Demure, kind, sweet, respectful. Served us.
I
I remember it was rice and pickled turnips.
You know the word I'm trying to say. I can't
Some
fucking
kind of
say
meat.
it.
I thought it was pork.
Subservient. That's what I'm trying to say.
It was delicious, though. Went to bed feeling sleepy and tired. Woke up and saw that
Why would you
Agent
eat
1 wasn't
something?
there.
It's like,
Figured
yeah,
he'd
I
gone to
want
take
to
a piss
get
or
date
something.
raped.
So I decided to go
Like-
for one myself. Went behind a bush and saw
Why did they do this other thing?
she was
Fuck
there
with
with
they
Agent 1.
minds, so.
They were, I mean,
Making out.
please, go on.
You was
Do you mind
smashing?
if I say this part off the record? It's not very, as you wish. Thank you. What did you see after that? She
Give him
bit it off.
Oh,
Please elaborate.
she's giving
She just
fellatio.
bit it off. All of it. And then she spat it out and showed it to him. Just so that he could see it happening.
Oh, what?
Agent
Why?
One just
Evil.
couldn't believe it at first.
Yeah,
And
he
he was trying to scream, but
couldn't
she
believe his dick was
torn his throat out with her teeth. Then she made her hand like this and stabbed it into his belly.
Oh,
Agent 1 was gurgling and trying to push her off.
damn, she fucked him.
Bleeding all over the place, but she just pushed him to the ground and started working her fingers in his belly.
Couldn't just
Reached in,
rip his liver
pulled
out
something.
and
Must have
eat
been
it.
his liver.
She
It
had
was
to
the red
fuck
shade
with
and
him,
color.
like sucking him off
Pulled it out like she was gutting a fish.
and then biting it off.
And swallowed it whole.
Then ripped his throat out.
Swallowed it whole. Like a snake. Just one gulp. Like that. Then she started peeling his skin off like an orange or something. I didn't stop to watch. I ran back to the
If
room.
all she
shook
wanted,
Agent
well,
2
they
awake,
just said she's
told him
sadistic.
we
All she
needed
wants
to
is
get
the liver.
going. Grab your gun.
Why peel the skin?
He didn't. I went for our weapons, grabbed my 45, and
Like, I'm
then
sure he probably
Agent
was dying
1
from
walked in,
rapid blood loss at
asking
that
what was
point.
wrong. So I shot him. You shot him? I saw him die. He was dead. She killed him. It had to be her. Are you sure? Perhaps you were mistaken. She tore his guts out and ate them. He was dead.
And bit his dick off.
His eyes were
That's
glowing yellow.
the worst part.
What the hell kind of human being has glowing yellow eyes? I see.
True.
Please proceed.
He's up.
Agent 2 grabbed his gun
My
and
mistake.
pointed it at me. Started yelling at me to put the gun down. I was yelling at him to look at her, but he was screaming that he was going to shoot me in the head because I was a dirty... And he always knew I was one. And now I just proved it.
We
That's
call
when the
it. We
bitch
call him
grabbed
a
him from
racial
behind,
slur.
and
Why
the
they
gun went off.
why they expunge that
This is when you were injured. Yeah.
or redact
Shot me in
that.
the arm. Fleshy part, upper shoulder. I fell down screaming and, God, it hurt so bad. Loud, cackling laugh. Oh, God, if I thought my grandma's was scary, this bitch, she was, if the devil were a lady, that's what he'd sound like. Ran for it. Crawled into the living room where we'd had dinner earlier that night and tried to slam the door shut. Rice paper screen. Not gonna help, but I needed something between us. Killed him and laid him out where the dining table had been. His eyes were wide open, and his skin was flayed open, like a butcher's.
Damn.
Oh, God. There were the bowls, the ones we've been eating out of, but the meat, it wasn't beef or pork, it was him.
Oh,
And the rice.
she made him eat it.
And maggots
Oh,
crawling in his flesh. He'd have had to been dead for days.
Damn.
But how? We'd seen him at the base of the mountain just yesterday. I threw up. There were some
You
of them
thought
were
you
still
saw him at the
alive,
base of the mountain.
crawling in my vomit.
Oh, God.
And
I see why this is your favorite Alpha Shock.
No,
Jeez.
I can do this. I was deep in the fairy tale. I just needed to complete it. I didn't have any.
But this
Wasn't
bitch
much of
is
a punchy
evil.
stick, but it got her straight through the gut. Slowed her down a bit. Dragging myself across the river. Couldn't swim. Hit my head on the rocks. Went downstream at least half a mile through the rapids. She didn't even try to follow me downriver. Must have gone around because later had to be fire. The third was always fire. I got to the van about the time the sun came up, broke a window and went to the back. There was a flamethrower, defoliant projector there for sterilization if needed. So I grabbed it, flicked on the sparker, and managed to get it around just as she came out of the tree line.
And that was when the retrieval team found you with the out-of-place artifact?
Yeah, they took her away and got me to a hospital. I had a raging infection for days. Not surprising, I guess.
One last thing. You've been on the record as opposing the out-of-place artifact's termination. Given your personal experiences, I'm really not sure why you'd want something as dangerous as this to live. Can you please elaborate?
He loves her now.
I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying that you sympathize with her?
Sympathize? I don't know. No, I can't say that I do. She'd kill me just as soon as look at me. Just out of spite. Because she is spiteful. She'd kill me just to watch me die. But what she's trying to do, if she does it, then she's...
You are also on record as opposing her terms of confinement.
Because it's dangerous. Like I said, she's spiteful. Every little slight in her eyes saves up. And the only way she knows how to repay an insult is death. Chaining her to the wall like an animal. When she gets out, and she will get out, she is gonna kill everyone who had the slightest thing to do with it. She won't settle for anything else.
You have also paid her several visits in her holding cell.
Well,
Yes,
sounds like a woman to me.
What do you talk about?
I couldn't even say that with a straight.
Agent, you had a harrowing, traumatic experience based around this
Oh,
individual.
God.
In order
Just
to
shoot
survive,
this chick in the head.
you had to, in your own
Or
words,
not even real
get
shit.
into her
She's
head
making it look like a chick.
realize how
Lure
she
in
ticks.
men, rip their fucking
Might even
livers
say
out.
that there were some times you spent as her captive during the hunt in the woods.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Have you ever heard of Stockholm Syndrome?
Yes.
Is it possible that...
No.
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 No. Just... no.
Thank you very much for your time, Agent.
You seem to be against everything. Like,
End
just
log.
wish you just let her go. Like,
Closing statement.
fuck are you talking
Agent
about?
is to be transferred to Site 51 for psychological analysis and debriefing. The out-of-place artifact in question is to be remanded to secure confinement protocols as indicated in Document 953, Aleph. On a side note, I am appalled by the level of superstition expressed by Agent throughout the course of this interview. I am recommending that his suggestions regarding containment be disregarded for a more scientific approach.
Yeah, I
We're
would
not
think
Korean
so.
fishwives here. I'm sure we can think of something more effective than dogs and needles. Assistant Director.
Needles.
Addendum. As of SCP-953 has made 3 escape attempts, each time resulting in the deaths of those operatives most closely involved in her confinement. Agent was approved to return to active duty on and continues to serve with the restructured Mobile Task Force Theta 3.
Well, I guess he was right. I mean,
You know, out of all the things that I thought I would include in an SCP lecture, Yif Khan never entered my head. Anyway,
I bet.
thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and I hope everyone's doing well. I know these are really tough times. Goodbye.
Yeah, got that right. They won't let me. Anyway, where's my computer? Okay, there it goes. My computer acting stupid. Yeah, I mean, I guess that guy was right. He was like, if she is, shit. She is, or this creature, I should say, is very spiteful. So anytime she attempts to escape, she makes sure she kills anyone who is that she sees is in directly responsible for her confinement. So, but I mean, what is his like? What is he saying? Just let the creature go and just kill people. Like let them use dogs and these needles. I don't know what the fuck. What are you talking about? Acupuncture? I don't know what the fuck that's about. But yeah, this does remind me of how they did it in Lovecraft Country, where it was in Korea. I think it was during the Korean War, where they were. It was a woman. She was possessed by the nine-tailed fox, and when she reached sexual climax, even if she didn't want to, the like all the tail just came out of all of her body, like her eyes, her vagina, her anus, her navel, her mouth, and then went and go inside the guy, and like I guess flashback with the guy's whole life and what his life would have been if he hadn't met her, and then the person would just explode, like blood all over. I don't know what I was like. Wait, why? But I guess she needed 100, I think, men to get that Camille, like demon or whatever, out of her. Yeah, that'd be an interesting take if they did that in Naruto. Naruto has to have sex with 100 people to get the nine-tailed fox demon out of it. Oh man, that's like I think that's the first time I ever heard of that. I didn't even know that was real. When I first saw Naruto, I think I was a teenager, but I didn't really start watching it. Then I started watching Naruto years later when I got Netflix as an adult, and it was on there. I said, you know what? I've only seen like a few episodes of this one was on TV because it didn't click then for me. I was like, and I didn't watch it. And then I started watching it on Netflix. End up almost not I didn't do it because there's so many episodes, but I almost like binge watched the whole first season. I know I finished it in I think like a month and a half, something like that. Really, I mean that was the main thing I was watching all day. Whenever I wasn't at work or something, I was watching that, and I watched several episodes a day, if not more. But man, this creature has, of course, a hand, strength, claws, able to just rip out motherfuckers' liver. Enjoys tormenting people. Has like mental powers to basically cast illusions and make you hear or see things that you didn't see. Like this thing is dangerous. Like I understand that dude's like, hey, it's spiteful and it's gonna come after anybody that if it escapes, and he's like, it will escape. It's gonna kill anybody. Had anything to do with containment, but still, this thing is. The fuck? I live right near like a highway, but that sounds like a tractor trailer that almost ran off the road, like it's hitting the side because they get those little bumps. They get people fall asleep and drift over it and make your car like vibrate. That's what it sounded like. What the fuck that was. But yeah, that was a good one. I don't recall ever hearing, but if I did, I must have watched maybe one video on it a while ago, and I just don't remember it. But you would think I would remember. Like, I remember other lesser known SCPs that are less memorable, but this shit, like, and then this creature, I keep saying she, but I don't really know if it's a she. She just takes the form of a woman to seem like to lure in men, but because if he was right and that was an old woman that said that they saw this creature, maybe it don't kill women. Maybe that's part. I don't know. I haven't really read about the lore of Kamiho. Maybe it kills men, or maybe that's his, preference to kill, and maybe he likes the male liver, the taste of male liver more than the female liver. But what was I about to say? Fuck, I forgot what I was about to say. Or did I say it? Fuck it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my reaction one. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hit that bell. You want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.